So many people stop publishing content and sharing their ideas after a while. Sometimes it's a very short while, sometimes it's a longer while, but they get discouraged. They stop, they run out of steam, they lose momentum. And I wonder sometimes what get others going. Some of my colleagues have been engaging in content creation, joyful and meaningful publication for years. I've been practicing meaningful publication now, I would say consistently really since 2019 or 2020. Before that, it was kind of sporadic. There's some attempts, but really it's been in that period of time. So 4 to 5 years, five plus years that I've been doing this. And looking back, I've had some ups and downs, just like everyone. And if I look back and I see what gets me going is because I'm able to connect with the joy of doing it. What makes me joyful? In fact, it's a question that someone asked me about a week ago. I was interviewed by someone who helps other experts create content, publication. And he asked me, why do you do what you do? Why do you publish on YouTube or LinkedIn or on your email list? And I said, well, I don't do it for the numbers. I do it to explore my ideas. I do it because I'm seeking clarity. And I do it because there is nothing better than going at the dinner table and sharing my day, how was my day with my wife, and telling her, I finally agreed with myself on this topic. And that's why I create content. That's why I publish my ideas. Back to taking a break too. The last video I posted on YouTube was about over a month ago. And in that video, I was sharing with you, if you watched it, that I was going to take a break, a 2 weeks break of content creation. It's been a little bit over, I think, almost a month. And I have to say, it feels great. I come back at publication now, re-energized with fresh ideas, with new momentum, with a bit of distance, with hindsight, and an intention to do it with compassion with myself, not forcing myself, and not whipping myself with the guilt of not posting every day, but just really engaging in sharing my ideas with as much humanity as possible and as much joy as possible. I'm sharing this video in hope that I can inspire you to continue to explore your own ideas and tune into your own creative energy. And it's true that I've had a bit of a kind of a busy beginning of the year. I would say not crazy, but some things happen in my family, and that's part of the game when you are an entrepreneur and you run a small professional services firm. You can't compare yourself as a machine. You can't think of yourself as a machine. You are a living organism, like a plant, like a tree, and there are seasons. And this was the season for me to slow down. And it was great because I was actually present to take care of some family things happening. We have family stuff happening. So with that, I had a chance to really think about my journey as a speaker, as a YouTube video publisher, and as a writer too. And I was in a call last week when someone asked me a bit about my experience, and I just had a chance to remind myself that before 2019, 2020, that period of time I was just telling you about, I was so frightened. I was so scared about communicating what I thought, my ideas. I was so scared of creating content. I was paralyzed about the judgment. I thought I was the biggest imposter. And also, I was terribly ashamed about my English, my level of English. I thought I could not write, I could not speak, that my English was terrible. And that's because I am what is called an exophonic writer. An exophonic writer, look at the definition, but it's someone who communicates and writes in a language that is not their own. It's a language from the outside. When you are an exophonic writer, you have to really deal with that discomfort, that extra discomfort that than a writer that writes in their native language doesn't have to deal with. But also, being able to communicate in two languages is a fabulous gift, is an immense chance. Because when you have two languages, like those two languages work as a mirror. They look at each other, they look at themselves and observe themselves, and they have a conversation between both. I constantly catch myself looking up the definition of words, both in English and in French. And because those two languages have different roots, and the meaning of the words come from there is a lot of overlap too. A lot of French words went to English thanks to Guillaume le Conquérant in the Middle Age in the 900s. But also those two languages have very different roots, and that is a gift. Being able to look at and work in two languages and use those two languages to carry a richer conversation, that is a gift. Another thing that I realized is that through my exophonic writer's journey, I also developed that interest for semantics and looking really into the exact meaning of words, their origins. Why is a word built the way it is? The prefixes, the suffixes, the roots, the ancient derivative of a word, where the metaphors come from. So all of that because I decided to confront my fear of feeling like a fool or being wrong or being bad at communicating and at writing and recording videos. Again, I hope that this inspires you to start creating, start developing your own voice, start using what you think about what you see around you or within you. Start forging an opinion on things, a perspective, because a perspective is really the essence of any expertise-based business. It's how you do the work that you're doing. It's looking at your craft. How is this going to work? That is your perspective, and that is something you develop through content publication. So for this first video of the year, I didn't really have a plan. I had a loose idea. I hope this all makes sense. It feels a little bit, disorganized now that I've recorded it, but that's okay. I will let it air, and I really invite you to let me know what you thought of it, how this resonates with you. How does content creation and publication in your expertise-based business exist? Do you feel like it's a joyful thing to do? Are you scared about it? Are you still looking for tips? Are you the kind of person who needs all the bells and whistles and the platforms all figured out before they launch? Tell us, what kind of content creator you are, and let's have this conversation. I look forward to continuing to share as many thoughts that I have. As I like to say, it's not because I have many ideas that I share them, it's because I share that I have many ideas. And that's really another joyful thing, another piece that makes me really, really joyful in creating those videos. So I look forward to continuing this conversation. Hopefully it's both ways this year, more and more. And maybe seeing you in one of my workshops, getting a call from you or an email or just a hello. Thank you so much.